Here is an example on how to solve question number 17 from your exam, which asks to solve for the yield to call premium for a 30-year bond. First thing we need to do is we need to set up all the variables that we know. So we know that the original duration or maturity for the bond is 30 years. We know that the yield to maturity, YTM, is 6%. We know that the coupon rate is 8%, and that the par value or future value is 1,000, and that the coupon payments are made annually or one time per year. And at the yield to call, the premium is going to be 5.75%. So now that we have all our variables tracked, we will have to solve this problem in 2 steps. In step 1, we need to find the selling price or the current price of the bond, which is equivalent to finding the present value. So we go into our functions, click on financial, search for our present value calculation. Once we find that, we can just link our variables. We know that our rate is our yield to maturity, which is 6%. We know that the number of periods are going to be 30. Our payment is going to be 8% times the 1,000 face value, and our future value is going to be the $1,000 par. We get an answer of $1,275.30. That's step 1 to solve the price of the bond. Step 2 now involves Step 2 now asks to look for the future value of the bond. So we have to solve for the future value in step 2. So we know we have to go back to our functions. We need to find future value, and we set up our function. We now set up our function. We know the rate is going to be our yield to call. The number of periods is going to be 7 because it's callable in 7 years. Our payment is still going to be 1,000 times 8% or $80. And we know our present value because we just calculated it last step. That gives us a future value amount of $1,219. Now, in order to calculate your premium, you have to subtract the par value from your future value. So we basically just take this future value that we just calculated, subtract out our future value or par, and that gives us an answer of $219.73, which was answer A in this specific problem.